I'm here with Yessica Garcia, a 2014 graduate and winner of the Panther Award. We thought it'd be fun to have a little follow-up and see how things are going with you.
Well, I'm glad to be here. It's been a long time, so that was 2014, my senior year of high school. Since then, I've graduated college, so in 2018, this past April.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I was born in Mexico, and then my family brought me here when I was 3 years old. So I went through the school system here, started off in Lakeshore. The school bus, the yellow school bus story that was talked about in the Panther Award.
This story begins with a young girl sitting in the back of her father's car on her first day of kindergarten. She was not on the school bus that morning because her parents did not know how to enroll her in school. Her father wanted her in school, so he did the only thing he knew how and followed the first big yellow bus that he saw. After a few stops, the bus driver got out and asked the young father, "Why are you following the bus?" He did not speak English and could not answer. He just knew that he wanted his daughter in school.
So that's kind of how I began my school journey through school. So I went to Lakeshore, and when I was little, we would move around a lot because my parents are migrant farm workers. So that meant that every winter we would have to move to a different area. So we would live in the school district of Lakeshore, and then we would move to other apartments or another house or somewhere else. That would mean a whole different school system for me. So I went to Great Lakes, Wakazoo, Longfellow, all these different elementary schools throughout that process growing up, and we would go back and forth, back and forth. So it was just normal for me because at that point it was something that we would just expect. I'm the oldest of four, and so there's one picture here of my family. Growing up, I was the one kind of that had to be on my own. My parents were always working. They were out, in the farm working long hours. And the one time my dad tried to help me out with homework, I got every problem wrong. So that was in second grade, and never again. That didn't happen. I kind of grew up just wanting to do better for myself, do better for my family more than anything. And so then that's when I got to high school.
She entered West Ottawa High School with few goals. During her freshman year, she earned good grades and began to find the rhythm of high school to be exciting. She began to take different classes that interested her during her sophomore year. My
ultimate goal was to graduate high school. And that was just my goal at that point. I didn't really know about college. I didn't really know a lot about, what's coming next. I had never visited college before. My mom thought college was just like a building, like Harbor Lights is. It wasn't. It's just so much more. But if you don't know about it, I was a first-generation high school graduate. So if you don't know about it, how can you, want it if you don't really know a lot about it? And which I didn't. I didn't know about college. I didn't know, what was the point. All I knew was it's a lot of money and money that I don't have.
The thought of attending college or having a professional career was not a reality for her. She did not see it happening to those around her.
You always need help, and that's the Panther Award was not just the monetary value, it was such a symbolic value, because that's kind of when I learned there's other people that believe in me. I gotta believe in myself too.
Near the beginning of her junior year, everyone at school began to ask her about her college plans. After being bombarded with this college-going message, the girl started to think, why not me? She started to believe in herself. Why not me?
So I graduated from college, I mentioned this past April, as a nurse. So now I'm working at Holland Hospital as a surgery nurse, which is great. It's what I wanted to do. I love it there. So in surgery especially, the patients, once we take them, no family can go with them. So that's really, really, really scary for people that don't know the language and they don't know what's going on. Surgery is scary for anybody. I've helped people that they don't know English at all, or they might know English, how to speak it, but they might not know the medical terminology for it or what's going on, and it just kind of puts them at ease a little bit.
So we wanted to ask you, since you won the Panther Award, if you could explain what the Panther Award is.
Yeah, of course. So the Panther Award is given by the principal, so at that point it was Tata Gutsky, and it's given to a student who has to have overcome difficulty to graduate.
The Panther Award is given to a member of the senior class that the administrative and guidance staff feels has overcome obstacles, both great and small, on their road to reach graduation and in pursuit of their dreams. This year, The winner of the Panther Award comes along with a wonderful story. The story of which you may only find at West Ottawa Public Schools.
My difficulty was kind of, going at it alone and struggling to kind of get to where I wanted to get. Where I wanted to get was college, but I didn't know it at that point.
And congratulations to Yessica Garcia, the little girl following the bus to school, for overcoming obstacles, destroying the odds, and showing all of us what is truly possible at West Ottawa. You are the 2014 Panther Award winner. Congratulations.
It took a lot of help from a lot of people, and in the Panther Award video you can see there's the other people standing next to me, and that's one of the things that you can never do it alone.
At the same moment in the story, an unlikely trio entered her life. A kindergarten teacher, a high school physical education teacher, and a first-year college advisor. The young girl meets the kindergarten teacher by happenstance at a church event. The kindergarten teacher instantly sees something in the girl and makes a personal commitment to help her reach her goals and dreams. Over the course of the next year, the kindergarten teacher goes above and beyond, researching college options, mentoring, filling out applications, searching for scholarship opportunities, transporting, counseling, making phone calls, pushing, prodding, helping to build self-esteem, and all of those other things that kindergarten teachers don't usually do for high school seniors. Remember, though, this is not a typical kindergarten teacher. She's a fairy godmother kindergarten teacher. The high school gym teacher has the girl in class and instantly sees something in her. She begins to ask about her college plans. After reluctant answers from the girl, the gym teacher decides to invest in her. She decides to step in and help. The gym teacher encourages, counsels, pushes, prods, protects her, helps her find scholarship opportunities one after the other. She does not give up on her and does not let her give up. She even drives the girl to a scholarship competition in Grand Rapids on a Saturday afternoon. This is not your typical gym teacher. It's a fairy godmother gym teacher.
What was your motivation for working so hard in school?
I gotta say my biggest motivation was my family. Just seeing how much they left behind to come to a place where they didn't know the language, they didn't know the culture, and growing up in a household where I spoke only Spanish, going to school it's all English. One thing is the language, but the culture hits you really hard. When at school you have this whole other way of thinking, way of being, everything, and then you go home and it's a whole different situation. All they wanted was kind of to give us a better life, as many parents do.
Yeah.
And that was always my motivation, them and my family. I figured, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it for them. They've given me so much, and I want to, make them proud after everything they've done for me. I want to do something for them.
Needless to say, out of 800 applicants that day, the girl was awarded and earned one of only 20 prestigious medallion awards covering tuition for 4 full years.
And what did you like about college, and what did you find a struggle?
So, as many people here, college is fun. Yeah. College is hard too, though. I gotta say, one of the hardest things about college was that it was new and it was different and it was scary. Yeah. It's kind of like, when you're going from elementary to middle school. How do you feel,
yeah.
It's a new building, yeah. You get nervous, it's a new building, new teachers, and now think about high school, it's a little bit bigger, right?
Yeah.
Once you're not there yet, but once you start doing the visits, it's whoa, it's a little bit bigger, you're more on your own. Well, college, you're completely on your own, and it's people that you don't know, it's just a whole different environment, and your parents aren't there. It's kind of something that you really grow in college, and you learn a lot about yourself, but that was one of the hardest things because I was there in a place that I hadn't visited before. I don't know what college was. I wasn't even going to go to college a couple months ago, and then I'm there. So that was definitely one of the hardest things, just kind of the environment, and just telling myself, you're here, you can do it, it's possible. And the fun part about college is there's a couple pictures, college isn't just about homework and studying. That's the main reason you're there for, yes. Don't ever forget that you're there to study, But it's fun. There's so many activities to do in college. It's like, here, there's extracurriculars, right? So just imagine that times like 10. You know, there's more clubs, there's more organizations. You'll meet people from like all around the United States, some from other countries too, people that you never would have met otherwise, people with different opinions, different beliefs. And there's so many activities to do. Like, there's a picture of me in like a Power Rangers outfit. It's a performance that we did in college, and we got to perform, we got to have fun with it. You get to go out. I mean, it's freedom too. You get to go out, you get to kind of, you know, you're on your own, but you're with friends all around you. You're 5 minutes away from your friends. You get to do so many activities that maybe you wouldn't have tried otherwise. So it's very, very fun. There's so many things to do, not just at school, but also in that new town.
What is some advice for students looking for a college education?
Yeah, so you know, there's always talk about college, but the thing is, like, it's like West Ottawa is a college, career, and life ready. So that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, go to a four-year college institution. Not everything is right for everybody, but I believe that, you know, post-secondary education is the way to go. Whatever that may look like for anybody. That might be a tech school, that might be, you know, community college, that might be a university. But it's important, I believe, because I was just set to finish high school. That was it. I was just set to finish high school. But the thing about, you know, going to college is that it just opens up your mind, but it opens up your opportunities too. It opens up your future. It opens up more chances for you to do more, be more, you know, build your career. Something that, you know, finishing high school is great, and it's a great accomplishment. It's huge. But if you can go on and do more, you know, why not?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can, you know, work at a certain job, or you can, you know, get those skills, and instead of just being someone that works there, maybe do a little bit more. Instead of being at a job, be a place that you want to be at. That's the difference, and it can be hard. Yes, it can be very hard, but you got to believe in yourself, just like other people believe in you. I mean, your teachers are out here for you, your friends, you know, and another hard thing is sometimes your friends, you know, with your friend group, they might not be talking about school or, you know, going ahead. But think about, you know, at this point, it's okay to be a little bit selfish and think about yourself and your future, but you always need a motivation. And as long as you have like a reason or a motivation, that makes things, it doesn't make things easier, but it makes you remember why you're doing what you're doing.
Talking about goals, do you have any goals in the future that you'd like to do?
I mean, my goal, you know, is like continuing my education, actually, whether that be to be like in a different role, whether like it is with nursing specifically, you can build on your career. So you, like right now I'm a nurse, but I can also be like a manager of like that area or whatnot. But another goal that I have, that's to my career. Another goal that I really have is, you know, just kind of like, there's a lot of kids that that I met along the way that were just like me, that they didn't really know what they wanted to do, or maybe they knew what they wanted to do, but they just felt they couldn't do it. I want to be that person that helps them. You know, when I was in high school, there were people that helped me, but it took a lot for me to go out and, you know, ask them for help. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't do, or they're scared to do, or they just don't know they can do, is ask for help. You know, your teachers are here, but that can be a little bit scary, asking people that they don't share your background, they don't share, you know, like how is like a successful business person going to tell me what I can do if they've lived a whole different life? You know, I just want to tell those people that, you know, kind of come from my background, like, hey, like, it's possible. And you know, I did it, I kind of beat the odds, and it's like, you know, I had help, but if I can do it, what's stopping you from doing it? You know, I'm just a person.
Remember the young father at the beginning of the story? The one who did not speak English and only knew that a big yellow bus would lead him to a school and a better life for his precious daughter? That little girl, who he was so determined to find a school for, is now one of the most decorated graduates in the West Ottawa High School class of 2014. This is a true West Ottawa story, and one that we should all be proud of.
But you do have to have determination. You know, with determination and with a motive and help from, you know, a couple people, there's nothing you really can't do.
Thank you so much for being here. You are a role model for a lot of kids in this school. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you too.
So that's my high school graduation up here. Back in 2014, so that means I'm pretty old compared to other people, but so this is from Convocation. There's a little Panther award right there, and so a lot of the stuff that I did was like extracurriculars, so like the Honor Society, the GPA, but a lot of these scholarships actually were from West Ottawa themselves. So one of the things is, apply to as much and as many scholarships as you can. When I graduated high school, and then there's another one where they're going to meet with me to my dorm in college, and they've never seen a dorm before, and that's the first time that they've had to go and see a university. I mean, it wasn't just the first time for me, it was the first time for them and not my family, and it was just kind of not just my accomplishment, but it was like their accomplishment too. It's like a big accomplishment just like for all of us, which was it was a big deal. That we took that picture just going in and like just seeing the dorm, seeing the place, the university. Never thought we'd even be driving to a college. This one actually, this was D-Day in high school, so that's when you decide like where you're gonna go, like what college, what university, what post-secondary education you're gonna go to. My friend, she has a little sign here that says Army, and like everyone else, those are our class shirts. Since then, we've all graduated from post-secondary education. My friend's like in the Army right now. She graduated from Loyola. She graduated from Hope College, and now she's doing her master's at U of M. I graduated from Western, and she graduated from Baker, I believe. So it's pretty cool. Kind of just looking back then, you have your goals and set them, they start rolling, and then you end up there. This is like Welcome Week, it's called at Western, where you can get to know people, and it's like a whole week of activities, getting to know the university, which is great. It's only for freshmen. They have that. It's over here too. When I got my student ID, which was amazing, that feeling that you get when you have your student ID, kind of like when you get your middle school ID or your high school ID, it's like a brand new picture, right? Well, this one you get to keep the picture for 4 years. So this is another welcome week. Later on, they were leading me, and then I took it on me, and I was, you know what, that sounds fun, I want to do that. So then it was my turn to kind of bring in the freshmen and show them around. This was the president of Western Michigan University and the dean of the Honors College, and that was one of the, it's called the Medallion Scholarship, one of the scholarships that I received from Western. And then I went to nursing program. So this is me kind of like in the lab, doing nursing stuff, checking the heartbeat. This is one of me and my best friend. This was a labor delivery unit when we were one of our clinical rotations. We get to go and to the hospital and with a nurse and just kind of practice. This was during clinical hours. We didn't get like a lunch break, so we were just sitting down in the hallway eating. One of the times that was a little bit harder and tougher. Sometimes you feel like you can't get through school and like that's it. But you gotta keep pushing, find someone that is there to push with you. And then I'm all covered up because there were precautions and you don't want to get yourself sick, right? And this was actually my senior year, so kind of evolving through the stages. You get a little bit more responsibility, you do a little bit more. That kind of brings me to like, making friends, and just kind of like putting yourself out there. It's a new environment. And then that leads to graduation, college graduation. 4 years later, it was fun, it was hard, but it can be done no matter what. Time passes, and I made it, and now where I'm at is right here, working at Holland Hospital as a nurse, which is what I wanted to do. It was my goal, and I ultimately accomplished it, and I'm happy to be where I am now, thanks to everyone from West Ottawa that really helped me and pushed me, because I wouldn't have been able to do it without them.